Oh shit. I forgot to put myself up on the stage here. Welcome everybody. Sorry about that. I'm here. Can you all hear me? Fuzzy, can you hear me? It's too early for this shit. Bernie, I need coffee, please.
Okay.
I do. I need coffee. I need something. Um, what's up, everybody? Let me acknowledge everybody in chat here. Keeper was first on in. Dougie is in the house. What's up, Dougie? Fuzzy, mod extraordinaire is here. What's up, Fuzz? Laura Lottie. You probably don't want to sleep just yet, Lottie. This is going to be a very, very interesting comment show, which I still got to pull up the comments. That's how early it is. I'm out of sorts, but I'm here. Hold on one second here. Let me pull up my comments and we'll get started because, man, do I got some stuff to say. Last night was interesting. Let's just put it that way. So you guys are going to want to stick around for this one. Let me go ahead and pull up my comments here so you guys can see them. I want to sort them by the newest. And here we go. All right. Let's go to the bottom here. Quite a few comments. So let me get to them. First comment, I'm not going to get too far into. Hold on a second here. Share the screen so you guys can see them as well. Okay, this is from Kim A. This is from 9 days ago. I don't know why I didn't get it till just now. But Kim says, glad you think it's okay to traumatize families at their worship service. Lemon better go to prison. He was no better than Scott, crying scared children, and 2 weeks after a church shooting that killed kids and adults in that same state. Um, I know what you're referring to. It was an offhand comment about Don Lemon. I mean, look, do we believe in the First Amendment or do we not believe in the First Amendment? I don't think Don Lemon did anything wrong. It's not that I like Don Lemon. Don't get me wrong. Um, but that it's I don't know. I don't even know how else to address it other than what I said before. So we'll leave it there. And then everybody that replied agreed with Kim A. If they don't agree on what Scott did, how can they agree on what Lemon did? Those children will be traumatized for a long time. First of all, Don Lemon didn't do anything to those kids. So, it's sort of like if you walk into a place and somebody says that you traumatize them because of your presence, like, does that really make sense? There's no double standards here, by the way. There really isn't. It's like comparing apples to oranges. But let's continue on. I got all of them. So I don't know. That's the best way I could respond to that from my point of view, Kim A. Maybe you can email me. We'll talk about it. Good SP says MLH, that sentimental music sounds perfect when Dougie talks. Oh, you remember the sad violin. MLH, you got Dougie good with that one. Classic. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Dougie thought it was funny too. We always give each other shit on the show. So, Gina says replay crew. Thank you for being on the replay crew. Afila with the Mr. Ling living his best life. I don't know why I did I not do these comments last week? Okay, here we go. Afila on the replay crew again. Afila, I thank you for being on the replay crew, and everybody on the replay crew. Thank you so much for uh, listening and participating and all of that. All of that helps, every bit of it, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see. Dougie, 6 days ago, I want to thank MLH for his kindness and friendship. He's exactly what you see on DT, a great guy. I also want to thank all of you who wished me a happy birthday by either watching our show Friday and wishing me a happy birthday or gifting me money that will be used towards my overland trip that many of you know and understand the significance of the trip. I love you all. Remember, TikTok, pig boy. I agree, Dougie. And I hope you did have a great birthday, Dougie. Annabelle on the replay crew, lots of good stuff coming this week, I would imagine. There was plenty, Annabelle. There was plenty. And there's going to be some more on this one. So I don't know how many people. Let me see how many people are here. Only 33 people. Oh boy, you're going to want want to hear what I have to say later. Beachcomber's in the house. Brandon James is here. Chris on the drums. Bong hits, Dougie says. Swancho's in the house. What's up, Swancho? Nice to have you here. Fuzzy doing a great job of holding it down. Thank you, Fuzzy. Will you be my Valentine? Fabdriz says. Okay, Fabdriz, I'll be your Valentine, but only for today. Keeper says, didn't MLH do these comments last week? I thought I did some of them, Keeper, but they showed back up, so got to do it. Joko's in the house. What's up, Joko? Nice to have you here as always. It was an awesome birthday, Dougie says. All right, let's continue on here. Brandon James, MLH, since your team could not make the big game, I'll give you a hug. Oh, thank you very much, Brandon. Brandon says, Dougie, you need to relax and have a few 26 beers. 26, really, man? I don't think I could drink even 10 beers, let alone 26, man. Sandra says Dougie Boof is going to put some nice let's see, nice beadboard on the RV rotted overhang. Oh, really? That's funny, Sandra. Sandra also continues on to say, Misfit 52 is Jeannie DB, gave him $1,800 and Boof doesn't know who she is. Well, that's pretty typical, right, Sandra? He doesn't know anybody of significance. Sandra is in the house as well. Well, she's not in the house, but she has another comment. Let's continue. Sorry, I'm doing 50 million things at once and getting Fast and Furious text, and ooh, boy, I'll talk to you guys about some of that. I saw Johnny Cass in concert. I sat at Conway Twitty. What a Freudian slip that is. Conway Twitty.
We know what you
Shut up, Bernie. Damn it. I sat at Conway Twitty's guest table and got his autograph. Met Mary from Peter, Paul, and Mary. Met Priscilla Presley and have an autograph. That is awesome, Sandra. I wished I had those autographs. Those would be really cool ones. Catwoman says, love Kitty. Navigate. Yes, that was funny. Catwoman, Kitty was extremely funny on that show. The Monday show, last Monday show. Thank you, Bernie. Bernie brought me coffee. Thank you, Bernie. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm going to take a sip of this coffee because I need it. Oh, that's hot, but it's good. What is it, hazelnut? Praline. Oh, it's good. All right. Rochelle McKay on the replay crew. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member, and thank you for being on the replay crew, Rochelle. Drifter Wars says Scott did a DNA test, and the results of the DNA test said he is 100% European, but the results of the DOA test says he is 40% Native American, 40% Latino, 30% white American, 30% Appalachian, 100% victim. The math ain't mathing on the DOA test results, but the DNA test results are spot on. Yeah, I agree. Drifter Wars. I mean, if this dude could claim he was black, he would. Drifter Wars. Drifter Wars continues. Hang on one second. I'm sorry, guys. I'll spare you what I'm going to be doing here. All right. Man, I had to cough. Credit where credit is due, Drifter Wars. DOA called out SS for talking about everyone on her channel, but telling people they are not allowed to talk about her. Hypocrisy. They watch everyone and talk about everyone else for hours and hours, and it's normal. But they call anyone who watches them weird stalkers and tells them not to talk about her in someone else's chat. DOA called out SS multiple times for being such a hypocrite and a soft touch who can dish it out but can't take it when it happens to her. I'm going to talk a little bit about Sticker Chicks Live that happened last night in a little bit. That's what I'll be talking about, but I want to point out some things that were said last night that just stick around, y'all, is what I'm saying. Nice tease. All right, Drifter Wars. We needed a raincoat to watch DOA's spiraling rant stream. He could not stop himself from spitting all over his friend's car. His chat called it out, but he said that's just what happens when he talks. Oh, you're talking about all the spittle that he did all over? Yeah, well, that's slappy for you. He's a pig. What do you expect pigs to do if not drool and, all that shit? So, fuck, I didn't pay my cell phone bill. I'll have to do that right after the stream. God damn it. Okay, hold on. Here's another one from Drifter Wars. Scott admitted and agreed with me that Sticker Chick's channel is entirely based on all of DOA's victims of his bridge burning. All she does is watch their content and calls it her content. All she does is bully, body shame, and pick on all of DOA's victims, further victimizing them. Yet if anyone says something back to her, she loses her shit and calls them stalkers. She still hasn't gotten over MLH calling her starchy tits once several months ago. She will never get over people calling out her online facial filter. She has mentioned that several times since it was said a month ago. The only reason I said anything about that filter was because it was jarring. It was like fucking weird, man. I mean, fuck. Okay, go ahead, have a filter, but whatever. As far as the starchy comment, whatever. I mean, if people are that thin-skinned, I mean, I guess I could get upset that she told me to go suck a dick last night, right? I mean, talk about hypocrisy. She called, and this is not to get into war with Sticker Chick. I'm not into getting into any war with her. I'm just pointing out some obvious truths. But it's really hypocritical to call DT vile. The ads are gross, right? Which, you may or may not agree or disagree or whatever the fuck. Maybe they are gross, but they're funny. I think they're funny, and a lot of other people think they're funny. And they point out very succinct, points about dumbass. But that aside, I mean, don't go in one breath saying that and then tell me to go suck a dick. That's just as vile and slightly homophobic, to be honest with you. So whatever. But that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm actually going to give Sticker a little bit of credit later on. Trust me. Caps Lock Judy was trying to understand why her hero, DOA, is fighting with her new master, Sticker Chick. SS gives Judy a pat on the head and rewards her for trolling people's channels in chat, but behind her back, they laugh about her spelling and grammar. Now, Caps Lock Judy has to choose which side she will be on because there's no fence sitting, according to DOA, now that he informed her about how bad ZDT is. Well, that's interesting because DOA has admitted he's a fence sitter himself. Sorry, this coffee is really good, y'all. All right. Hellgears says, OMG, the hands thing just popped up over the past few weeks. Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to there, Hellgear. His nasty ass hands. Ham It Up says, Dougie, moved to Canada. I'll marry you for permanent residency. And then Dougie replied, Ham It Up, you are funny. Better be careful. I may take you up on it. Wouldn't that be something? Dougie up in Canada. Good SP says, Kitty nailed the I need my face washed clip. Oh, you mean this one, Good SP? Hold on, this one.
I need my face washed. I need my face washed. I need my face washed.
That one, Good. I love that clip. It's so funny. Anna from Canada. Great show. Thanks, MLH and crew. It's truly disgusting to me that he used the word cull when talking about people. Sometimes in Canada, our farmers have to cull animals to prevent disease to us humans. It's really a disgusting way to talk about people, even if you don't like them. You see, that was my point when I talked, I believe, yesterday, Anna. So thank you for pointing that out. Using the word cull in regards to human beings is redonkulous. Good SP says, MLH, I saw what you talked about. The stop signs, he turned off the camera. He did it a few times. It's on the same video as the motorcycle. Okay, so I actually have the stream. I didn't see that on the one that I got, Good. I thought he did another one and deleted it, but maybe I'm mistaken. I'll go back and look. But thank you for pointing that out, Good. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay. Elron says, I may have a recording of Princess says, or I Princess, I don't know which one it is, Princess, maybe you can correct me. The only thing native about him is his stench. That's let's see. Plug in my mic. Is it not working? Can you guys hear me? Hold on. Hold on. Can you guys hear me, y'all? In and out? Fuck. Hold on. Everything looks good. I don't know what's going on. Can you guys hear me? Bernie, teach MLH how to... 5x5. Okay, back like Smith. Okay, sorry guys, I just went over a comment there. All right, let's continue on with the comments. Flea for the win, Gina says. Yeah, Flea was awesome during that show. Bloomy says, replay crew, thank you for being on the replay crew, Bloomy, and thank you for being a Monster Squad member. Brandon says, Flea is great, but we love Dougie more. Oh, really? I love him equally, Brandon. I think everybody loves everybody equally. Let's see. Amy M says, I really like how you end your show with saying someone out there thinks you're special. I like the saying, to the whole world, you're somebody, but to somebody, you're the whole world. Yeah, there's lots of motivational things like that, but I'd like to think that what I said is unique, and then Ginger says, the first time I heard him say this, he won me over. It was when Jay had been swatted and MLH swooped in to help. And the fact that he reiterates it at the end of every presentation shows how genuine he is on this topic. I really am. I'm not saying it to gloat. There's no reason to gloat over that. It's serious shit, right? But it needs to be said. I mean, somebody needs to know that somebody cares about them. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, even our most vulnerable population, somebody out there is thinking about them. I think about our homeless population here in Denver all the time, so it's not just lip service, y'all. I genuinely mean it. And those who have contacted me by email know that I try my best to just listen. I don't ever try to really give advice because I don't like it when people give me advice when it's not asked for. But just listening and providing words of encouragement can make a big difference, y'all. Dougie says, I hate being sick. I missed the show today, but most of all, I missed all of you. Don't try to win everybody back, Dougie. You're such a sap. Hellgear says, a web worker? Oh my God, Flea. Oh, that's when we were talking about web hose. All right, let's see if we got any held comments. We do. Oh boy. Literally tell truth. Says you cannot get him arrested. He has to get arrested or a PPO violation of bond is going around any COS buildings. I agree with Becky. Scott has always kept his hands clean because he has other do the in real life things like getting people fired. I didn't ever said we can get him arrested. Literally tell truth. I'm just, doing everything I can to provide information to lead to that outcome. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. If you guys hear like screaming, it's like a neighbor that got the window open. I have to keep the window open. It's hot in here. I agree with Becky. Scott has always kept his hands clean because he has other Others do the in real life things like getting people fired or harassing people, etc. You can't just get a person put in jail because you have him in mad at what he's done or gotten others to do. Actually, that's not entirely true. If it can be proven that you had other people's do crimes, i.e., harass people, that is, I mean, there are crimes. We're going to be talking about crimes here in a bit. The police have that have proof need to go fill out police reports. Not one of the 100 people he's hurt. Not really. So victims of crimes can't put in reports. Literally tell truth. I disagree. I know what he did to Rib Guy was a good cause to get police report, and can only get ROs for some of his crap. It's about proving it. This crap Nora is doing, calling the DA, has nothing to do with his bond. It actually, everything that's criminal does have. I don't know what Nora's doing. Literally tell truth, but I'm going to be talking about his bond situation here in a minute. Yes, bullies are online and people hurt others in real life, but it's got to have all the proof, police reports, etc. Sticker Chick helped him by bullying Bond and KK, and then when she and ZDT hooked up, go after KK. Scott was going to blow his mind. You just can't go to a DA and do add-ons. Not how the court. I don't think you know how the court system works. Literally, truth. It's not about add-ons. It's about pointing out crimes. Okay, Nosy Nora doing it to ASL. So stupid, has nothing to do with his misdemeanor charges. And he's saying hate crimes constantly, misinformation. Nora, I don't know what Nora does. I don't know why you're bringing Nora up to me. Nora and me are separate people. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Stupid, vindictive, and 86 GOP needs to be taken down because lots of people seen him. Why does he need to be taken down? I'm not defending 86 GOP. As a matter of fact, I think he's caused a lot of harm to a lot of people, but well, so it's okay for you to say he needs to be taken. So what we're doing with DOA is not okay. I'm just trying to understand your point of view here. I don't really understand it. Point being, okay, here's the point, I guess. Point being, this is not how the courts work because someone is scared. Sorry, Scott's been using others to go doxing and call and harass and get people fired. That's a thing. ZDT and Scott have all in common. But you of all people thought you knew the court systems being a 1A auditor. If no one is willing to do police reports or get ROs, then nothing can be done by the DA. He has 6 felonies and 16 misdemeanors. The courts are slow, but he will go to jail. How long? I don't know. But with that, many charges, some with him videoing himself doing it. Some will be dropped. Scott, for sure, will take a plea deal. He's not going to change, going to jail longer than he has to. That's a plea deal, period. You go to trial in California without a good lawyer, the judge will give you the max, or at least that's what the DA tells people with public defenders. That's not entirely true. He may or may not get a plea deal. I happen to believe that he might, okay? But he's not in a position to dictate terms. Only the DA is in a position to dictate those terms. So let's see what happens, okay? That's what I'm telling you, everybody. Let's see what happens. Not going to do the mentions because of obvious reasons. So that's it here. Let's see. Let's see who else is in chat. Who did I miss? I know I missed some people. Ajot's in the house. What's up, Ajot? Nice to have you here. As always. Jackie's here. What's up, Jackie? Nice to have you here as well. Brenda Baldoff. Keeper of the list says MLH advice. Don't pee in the wind. Take that. Okay. Well, you could pee in the wind. Just don't pee downwind, Keeper. Keep your stream on. You don't want the. You know what I'm saying, Keeper. Let's see. Ellie's in here. I'm here to help MLH carry his ego. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Oh, wow. Okay. Gloria's in the house. What's up, Gloria? Nice to have you here as always. Let's see. Did I miss it? Good SP is in the house. J Batty is in the house. What's up, Batty? Nice to have you here. Tina McBride is here. Denizen is here. What's up? Poet is here. What's up, Poet? Nice to have you here. Okay. Let's go down here. What else do we got? Beachcomber. I don't know if I said hi to you. I think I always forget saying hi to you for some reason, Beachcomber. It's a weird chick. Ginger's in the house. What's up, Ginger? I read your comment earlier. Thank you for your comment, Ginger. It meant a lot. Okay, it really did. Happy Valentine's Day, Ginger says. Everybody out walking the dog, not reading chat. It's all good, Ginger. Let's see. Nanny's is here. What's up, Nanny's? Nice to have you here. Brandon's here. MLH, a good piece of advice also is not to eat yellow snow or brown snow. The brown snow is dog crap. Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Okay. So let's get to it, y'all. I heard a good chunk of Sticker stream last night. I've already told you about the negative things that I've heard last night, but I want to point out some stuff. She talked about the most important thing. A lot of it was, whatever. But there's some things that I'm going to point out. She brought up, speaking of crimes, Slappy broke the law. Yes, not yesterday, but he broke the law. And Sticker reported it last night. And I believe her. Okay? I believe her. I have good reason to believe her. She claims that Dumbass, aka Slappy, got into Laura's account, YouTube account, phone account, and viewed private messages. Okay. Here's what I'm going to say to Laura. Laura, you now have the power, as I said with Erica. Now, Laura, now that we have this information, if it is true, which I have every reason to believe that it is true, Laura, it's up to you now. You have a chance, okay? You absolutely have a chance to end the madness and stop him from hurting others, okay? So what happened, y'all, is Dumbass got into her YouTube account and deleted a stream, okay? He also had access to her phone. So you need to report it, Laura. Please, for the sake of all the other victims and potential victims / survivors, okay? You need to bring this up. Okay? You need to bring this up. Tina, who deleted what? Who deleted? Oh, yeah. So the stream in okay, so Fuzzy says it here. Slappy has had access to Laura's accounts, and he deleted that stream when she buried him. You know, you guys remember the one? I believe I still have it, where she just totally fucking destroyed him. What's up, Moses? Nice to have you here, buddy. When did this happen? Ellie says. Well, when that stream happened. I don't exactly know the time frame. And why didn't someone say something before? That's a crime. Okay, so that's another thing I'm going to point out. Sticker Chick, you and others, I'm not being accusatory, but why did you hold on to this information? Why could you not have said something and did something? Here's another thing that really irks me about the whole thing. I'm just spitballing here, y'all. I'm just, thinking about things here. And this is not an indictment on Sticker Chick. I'm just asking questions, okay? Like DOA says all the time, just asking questions, right? Why? How do I put this? I don't even know how to put this. Okay, here's another thing. Sticker Chick, there was a point in that stream last night when you mentioned he docked some of your text, and he saw some communications of yours, I believe is what I heard. Why aren't you doing something now, Sticker Chick? You can totally turn him in. You can be the one as well. So I don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff, right? If what is said is true, that Slappy got into Laura's account, Laura, you really need to report this, okay? Or you should report this. How many more people need to? Yeah, the famous biggest regret of my live stream. Yeah. How many more people need to get hurt? How many more people need to get hurt before you guys turn this guy in? It's the same speech that I gave to Erica, right? I'm giving that same thing to Laura. And now even Sticker Chick. Sticker Chick, you can turn him in. Beachcomber, comment. David B created the fake Turner account from Julie B's account, told Julie he deleted, but he lied. Julie said this last night. Oh, well, you know. I mean, David B was also the one that tried to send Arizona Crimson to spy on me and my channel. Crimers be criming, Fuzzy says. Accessing someone's social media account without permission in California is a crime under Penal Code 502 PC, Comprehensive Computer Data Access and Fraud Act. It is a wobbler offense, meaning it can be prosecuted as a misdemeanor, up to 1 year in jail, or a felony, up to 3 years in prison. So, in one way, I agree with literally tell truth. It's up to these victims to start owning up. Let's get some justice here. Adam says Chum thinks he's playing a video game. Yeah, I agree, Adam. But every video game has an end, one way or another, right? Either you die because you suck at the game, or you come to the conclusion of the game. He's coming up to the conclusion, and he's not playing this game very well. What else have they been up to, Tina? Oh, so much. They say wobbler in court, Tim Greenglass says. The people who have been enabling him need to stop. Well, look, here's another thing that Sticker said. This is a minor nuance point here that I'm going to bring up to you. And this is not to start. Look, two things can be true at the same time, right? I mean, it's pretty well established. She doesn't like me. I don't like her. But that doesn't mean we have to be enemies, right? He thinks he can infinitely regenerate. He can't. I agree, Adam. What is this, Dead Space? You know? Brenda says Laura should be should he delegate and copied her live to use against her. Well, I have the original live, I believe, Brenda. So the thing about this, the nuance point that I wanted to make about Sticker Chick was, I think I mentioned it. You know, she had this information. Why didn't she provide it before? It's an interesting thing to think about. There was something else I wanted to say. That wasn't what it was, but whatever. I think we will get snow, Tina says. Oh, wow. Snow in Scotland. Fabdrev says, or it's like Mutant Ninja Turtles and impossible to complete. Oh, yeah. That game's really hard on the regular Nintendo, Fabdrev. It is possible to defeat it, Fabdrev. I think I did. Enemies can join forces. I did with Saul for a time. I'm not joining forces with Sticker Chick at all, but the information is there, and Sticker was done wrong too. You know, she could absolutely turn Scott in for some of the shit that he's done, and so can Laura. Staying silent and saying or doing nothing doesn't make you a hero; it makes you complicit to a crime. If you know something and you don't actively at least try to point it out to the authorities, then are you any better? Stickers are two-dimensional and hard to peel off, Adam says. Yeah. Nanny says because she'd save it for retaliatory victim Olympics. Let me make another point here. I want to address this whole Kenny thing, okay, really quickly and get it out of the way. Kenny did wrong. I fully believe it, right? The evidence was there. She had every right to, Sticker had every right to get a restraining order. We may not like that, right? You may not like it, but it's true. Okay? You know you want to kiss those lips, Dougie. Come on now, Dougie. Yuck. Chris says, I may not like SC, but she still has the right to go into any channel she wants, including ZDTs. I agree, Chris. Fingy says, I was laughing so hard because Britt got caught being a, I think that snake once again. They all called her out. I didn't hear that part, Fingy. I don't know who Britt is, but maybe you can fill me in later. Happy Valentine's Day, Fingy. Welcome on in. What did Brenda say here? I think I covered most of what I need to cover, but here's, I'm not, I'm not exactly, I don't know if I'm getting my points across here, but I think I hit the major beats. Like, if you knew about this back then, I know the nuance point that I wanted to make. She said on last night's stream that she doesn't listen. She never listened to DOA streams. Good. But there's an inherent problem with that, Sticker. If you didn't listen to his streams, you had no context to know how many people that he hurt. And you fully threw your weight behind dude. Right? So I'm just saying, let's not do that before we know who we're backing, right? Now you fucked around and found out, Sticker. You found out what we all knew before, right? Ellie says, question, why is something only a problem or a crime when it happens to you? See, that's another thing. You were okay when Scott was doing this shit to everybody else, Sticker, but now he kind of doing it to you and you don't like it? I mean, look, I'm not starting anything here. Like I said, I don't want to go to war with Stickers. Not that I'm afraid. I've got a singular purpose right now, and that's to see this asshole to jail. Okay? In any shape, form, or fashion that I can do that. Whether it's me distracting him, whether it's him worrying about me and not worrying about his case, and worried about his inner circle of people who may or may not be talking shit about him and giving out information, those type of things. By the way, I mean, how many times can he lie how many times can people protect him from his lies? Beachcomber says, I'm relieved that some have now opened their eyes to him, but not surprised. The real villains are still enabling this behavior, and they have to live with that. I agree, Beachcomber. I totally agree. What's up, Journey? Nice to have you here. Fingy says, Britt is DOA's mod. She accused me and Marina of doxing her children when she knew damn well it was not me, and accused people from DOA's last community when we were, quote, friends. Okay, I get it now, Fingy. Thank you. It's always a one-way street with her. Well, look, I'm not, like I said, two or three things can be true at the same time. Sticker can not like me. I cannot like Sticker. But I can also point out hypocrisies. I can point out inaccuracies. But I can also point out when she makes a good point too. Right? I think it was the right thing to do to come clean. I think it was a little messy the way that she did it. But, Nanny says she knew all of this was going on to others and was fully complicit. I understand that, Nannies, and I made that point. It's why take so long? But remember, now the encouragement is for these people to talk. Laura, Sticker Chick, whoever else, step forward. If this guy's committing crimes, tell someone. Tell the DA. This will absolutely revoke his bond. If all of this is true and he got into Laura's account and she can prove it, which sounds like to me, Mina is the key to that. Has the text messages, knows where the bodies are buried. Let's get some action here. Let's get this guy on to jail. Fingy with the gifted membership. If you got that membership from Fingy, make sure you say thank you. Fingy, thank you as always. You rock. And you've been a member for 11 months. Right on. One more month for a year. Hey, when that happens, Fingy, you will get a new badge next to your name. I think I did that for up to 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. So there we go. Appreciate you, Fingy, big time. Disingenuous outrage from her. Well, it's put up or shut up now time, right? Right, nannies? I think. Do your part as a human, Dougie says. Yeah. From a poet says, I tend to listen to the universe. And she said, poet, observer, this joker, DOA, lurk all you want, but you best not interact with the fool. The universe is wise. Ellie says, question. MLH, if Sticker Chick never watches DOA streams, then why did she defend him and go after his victims? Asking a genuine... Well, that's a good question to ask her, Ellie, and I'll ask it. Why did you defend him? Right? I think I alluded to that earlier, Ellie. If you didn't listen to DOA streams, which you claimed last night, right? Why did you defend him and go after all of his victims / survivors? That is a genuine question. And it's the righteous question to ask. Okay? Huh. Adam says, Laura knows where the buckets are buried. Absolutely, she does. Just Fingy says, Julie B said that Truth Seeker was David B and that DOA had an alt named Turner. Well, maybe. Maybe. Is that Pugsley? I don't think that's our Turner, right? I hope it's not our Turner. That would not be cool. I don't believe for 1 second she never watched his stream. I don't believe that either, Chris. But let's take her at her word. If you never watched, then why did you support? Because you knew him from the fucking Freedom Corner days? Nanny says, remember when she said all the trolls were wrong about him? Yeah, I remember, Nannies. Now she's singing a different tune, which, like she said last night, you can change. Is that genuine? Journey says, MLH, I'm thankful for people like you. I'm one that has to step away most times and can't watch batshit crazy. I grew up in it, so as an adult, I marked myself safe from it. Thank you for standing up. Journey, I didn't ask for this, but I'm not going to sit here and not say something, right? If a crime would have been committed on me and I knew about it, I 100% would have went to the authorities. Now, I know people may be up in arms. You're a cop watcher. You're a 1A guy, all this. But what are you to do? If someone is constantly harassing you or commits a crime against you, you at the very least need to make an effort. Whether or not the DA does anything is inconsequential. At least you did something. And in your heart of hearts, you knew you did everything to protect future people from being doxxed, harassed, whatever these people are doing. You understand? I mean, seriously, people, are we human beings or are we cutthroat pieces of shit that don't give a fuck about our fellow men and women? Beachcomber says those left in his flock are the gang of mean girls that came into the community to bully loyal supporters and mods. I see you, Britt and Marissa. You've sunk to the bottom and there's no way back. Well, I mean, calling a spade right there, Beachcomber. That's why I love you on fucking Reddit and I love you in our chat. We say things the way that they are, Beachcomber. Dougie says Slappy had the injections for her Lips is why SS defended him. Just asking questions. I don't know. I quit watching his stuff a while back, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm too busy with school to really care at the moment. Anyways, priority. Oh, poet, 100%. Don't, I'm just glad you're here, dude. I'm glad I have a bunch of great people here that don't want to get into this, as Slappy puts it, mud, right? Keeper says she sings. Really? Really? Yeah. It is crazy to defend someone that you don't watch, supposedly. Right? Come on. Fuzzy says women who could still support him after knowing what he did to Laura don't care about abuse. I agree. He's an abusive piece of shit, Fuzzy. This is a pattern of his. He needs to be in jail. That's it. Breezy, nice to have you here. Annabelle says, I got blocked in her chat last night for calling out all caps Judy. I couldn't sit back and watch the hypocrisy out of that vile lady. This lady tried orchestrating Josiah to attack on her behalf. Yeah, there's a lot of nefarious things going on, Annabelle. But right now, I think it's very, very fucking clear. Scott Hochstetter is a piece of shit criminal. And there's more and more evidence mounting up. More and more. I know you didn't ask for it. Your voice is strong. I know that I wasn't chastising. Yeah, okay, let me address something that happened on yesterday's chat, y'all. There was a conversation going on between Denise and Tanya Forever yesterday, and I put a kibosh to it, and I probably really shouldn't have. So to Denise and Tanya, I apologize. You guys should have had that conversation, and I shouldn't have interrupted. I just had a lot on my mind, and I take that on my shoulders. It was my bad. So if you guys are listening, I hope you continue that conversation offline. And Tanya, my email is always open to you. I'm always willing to help people through their stuff. Like I said, I always say I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but just listening sometimes helps. And I know you're going through a hard time, with cancer and, early onset dementia and stuff like that. And I'm genuinely sorry for that. And I hope that you come back to chat. I didn't want to, scare you off or I didn't want to make you or Denise feel bad about that conversation, because it was a great conversation. I just had a lot going on. So, I am genuinely sorry for that. Adam says every one of his supporters eventually comes to the point where they realize he's not playing a buffoon. He's actually a buffoon. Yeah, because there's thoughts to that, right, Adam? There is thoughts to that he's just playing everybody, right? And he really is super smart, and he's a super genius and all this. But as you analyze it more and more, you come to realize the obvious that's right in front of your face. He's a con man. So he seems intelligent at times. He seems like he's playing chess instead of checkers. But in reality, he's not even playing checkers. He's playing chutes and ladders. I made that point a long time ago. Denise H in the house. What's up, Denise? I hope you heard what I just said. I'm genuinely sorry, because that was a good conversation. I went back and I looked, and I had people point out that, you probably handled that not great, and I'm sorry for that, genuinely, Denise. And I know you were helping, and for Tanya, I hope you're listening too. I hope you email Denise. Denise seems like Denise is a great person. You're such a good person, Denise. Let's see. Why would you take her at her word at this point, given the data at hand? Nanny says the only reason she's doing this now is because the slob has rejected her to a large. I agree with that, but I also have other information, Nannies. There's not just one source on things. It's multiple sources, Nannies. So it's not me just taking her word, Nannies. Right? Let's see here. Mud, crimes, tomato. Right, Fuzzy. Adam says, never learning his girlfriend name tells you all you need to know. 100%, Adam. He can't say Lara. He says Laura, right? I so hope Laura pursues this, Annabelle says. Denise says it's all good. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate that. Nanny says she shouldn't be taken at face value. She's only doing this reveal because he rejected her because she chose another derelict over him. That may be true, Nannies. I don't want to point fingers. But like I said, I have multiple sources, Nannies. So yeah. I mean, and you know what? Maybe this is a possibility, Nannies. I just want you to think about this. I'm not trying to change your mind, anything. I'm not sticking up for Sticker Chick. I'm not. Maybe Sticker was afraid as well. It seems to be a ongoing thing. There's a lot of people afraid of either the information that dumbass has, or the way that he treats them in real life, or threatens to treat them, or they get they read the tea leaves. Okay, so I want people right now to keep a completely open mind. I am not forming an alliance with Sticker Chick because I don't need to, right? The only thing I need to do is point out the facts. That's it. Ellie says, comment, will any of these people stand up and do the right thing to stop this continued abuse and crimes? Or is it conditional outrage? That's another good question, Ellie. Laura was so upset on that stream, the one that got deleted. Will she step up now? Now that she knows? You know? Keeper says, Bernie needs to strap the blades on. Get some rage out. Hockey. Keeper. I know I'm not going to strap no blades on, man. I can't even roller skate, Keeper. Fuck that shit, man. I'll fucking slice my leg or something with those blades. Swancho says the only reason I even gave Scott the time of day was because I thought if Laura trusted him, then he must have some redeeming qualities. Found out the hard. Swancho, a lot of us did. Don't feel bad. Okay. I think even Laura found out. Now, her ego doesn't permit her to admit. I mean, she'll admit some truths. Let's see what she does with this information. The way that they explained it on stickers last night was I can't remember if it was Good Kenny, or Sticker emailed Laura to let her know. Let's see what Laura does. I'm hoping, and I agree with you, Buttercup. MVP dated Laura by design, 100%. I will pass the email on, Denise, 100%, and I will do my best to help her in her time of need too, because it sounded like she was going through a tough time. And see, in the heat of the moment, Denise, as I was doing the show, you know, I had 50 million things going on in my mind, and I was a little harsh. I really was. And you know, he's playing tiddly stinks instead of diddly wink. Diddly winks, Adam. Maybe that's the new one. Diddly winks. I have multiple sources too. Now I'm not comparing, Nannies, but I'm just telling you, you know, that there are other reasons, you know. Let's see. Carrie Ann's in the house. What's up, Carrie Ann? Nice to have you here. Yeah, Sticker did email her. Okay, it was Sticker. I couldn't remember if it was Sticker or Good Kenny. But you know, that aside, it was an interesting stream at the very least last night. I'm hoping that Laura does the right thing, and I'm hoping Sticker does the right thing too. Because if he accessed your text, Sticker, or he doxed your text, you can do the right thing too. When does it stop? I mentioned this with the Erica thing. When does it stop? I'm hoping Erica finds the courage. I'm hoping Laura finds the courage. And I know it can be hard. I know it because he's a bully and he makes you feel insignificant and small. And, you know, I mean, he's an asshole. Okay? He's an asshole that needs to be in a cage, right? That's the only thing that's going to deter that type of behavior. The only thing that's going to deter that behavior. So that being said, hold on a second here. Need to make sure I got some notes I got to look at. Hold on. Because I did take a couple of notes. But yeah, when does the madness end? When does all of this just stop? It has to stop with somebody that's a victim that has the courage to say enough is enough. And there's a lot, and I mean a lot of support, unexpected support. He's his own guardian's orifice, Adam says. Okay, Ellie has a video here. Oh, hold on. Let me get to it. Let me see if I can find it. I can't always get those links. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Nope. Can I copy? No, I can't do that. Hold on one second. I got to get this link because I think it's important. Let's watch this. I'm sure Das would not have a problem with me playing this. Hold on. 1 second here. Got to get this link. All right. Let's click on that link. Pause this. Let's see. What do I have? Where's the... All right. Hold on. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it. This is from DOS. It's entitled DOA, You Fucked Up. So here we go. Let me see. Yep, we're good there. Can you guys still hear me? Give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. I can get Frankie to beat up MLH. Yeah, let's keep it in mind. I don't think she'll strike me either. She cares more about you. Okay, here we go. Here's the video that DOS did very recently.
I don't know if she's watching, but I asked her to change her name. I said you should change your login credentials on your YouTube account. And that is because DOA he deleted the video that Laura did when she exposed DOA that first time. Boss Talks was in the chat. He deleted that video. He said he called me the next day and he was laughing and, laughing like maniacally with all that, like that kind of stuff. And he said, I deleted her video. And I was like, how? He said, she logged into my YouTube account or her YouTube account, and I've been saving it for something like this. So he called me and told me that. And I said, you should log out of that you're going to get in trouble. You should not, I didn't know what to say. It was a pretty short conversation. Laura, and I emailed Laura today.
All right. So hold on.
I don't know if she's watching.
So there it is. That was last night. That sticker keeper. Erica's chat, he revealed, was misrepresented. It was from December 9th, the second shot. He covers the date. Nothing gets past me, Beachcomber says. That's why I love you, Beachcomber. We've got a bunch of great, I love the women of this community. I really do. Because the women remember details that most men cannot. And yeah, that's a good detail, Beachcomber, for sure. So there it is. I mean, does she have text messages to that? I believe she said she did. So you knew what DOA did and you still didn't do anything with that sticker. I'm glad you're coming clean now. Janet from another planet. What's up, Janet? Nice to have you here. Thank you for being a Monster Squad member, Janet. I really appreciate it. Rib Guy's here. What's up, Rib Guy? Same thing. Hope you're having a good day. It's 100% illegal, Rib Guy. In this case, since Sticker was informed a crime occurred, she can also report the crime. She should. She should report that. She was informed of it. Sticker, you can report it. And she didn't report it to Laura or YouTube. How can this person be trusted? I agree, nannies. But hey, there's always a chance for redemption. Let's see what Sticker does with this. Will she be the one? Will Laura be the one? Will Erica be the one? I want this madness to stop. Could this get his bail revoked, Fuzzy? 100%, Fuzzy. If this is true, if all this is true, and Sticker has the text to prove it, this could 100% get his bail revoked. 100%. Ellie says, Sticker, Chick, Laura, and anyone who knew this crime occurred can absolutely report the crime. So if you're listening out there, anybody who knew about this crime, you can absolutely report it. What's up, Ren? Nice to have you in here. Imagine what else he's done. Oh, nannies. I'm sure if he did this, he's done way worse. What's on that laptop, nannies? What's on those phones that the authorities still have? Right? Dougie says, I don't want to keep doing videos about the pig. Please, someone stop the madness. Please. I agree, Dougie. We've got so much more creativity in us that could be used on way better subjects than this guy. Report this shit. Someone stop the madness. It's exhausting, y'all. It's exhausting. All right. That's all I got for you guys. If you guys are struggling with your mental health, please reach out to somebody that you know, love, and trust. In lieu of that, my email is mexicanlonghair@gmail.com. I'm not a counselor, psychiatrist, or psychologist, but I do listen. And sometimes that helps. But if I don't get back to you in a timely fashion, just remember, somebody out there thinks you are their favorite. Hold on to that thought. It could save your life. There's a hotline you can dial or text in North America. That simple 3-digit number is 988. There's also 9888lifeline.org that you can type in your browser of choice. If you're not in North America, type in your browser of choice mental health help, and that'll get you connected with someone that can help you out. Don't do anything rash. Hope you guys all have a great weekend. Have a great Valentine's Day. Stay safe out there, okay? And I will see you guys on Monday. Later, everybody.